What's up? It's Conversations back here for another video, and today we're gonna be talking about
My heart and sword always for Demacia.
Garen. So Garen is one of the champions that Riot will give to you at the start of the game, and he is the most basic Baron laner slash tank slash fighter, most commonly fighter, in the game, and he is a very simple champion. So let's take a look at his kit. His passive is called Perseverance. You will regenerate percent missing health. So the more low health that you have, the more regen that you will do, and the regen will increase by level. I mean, look at this. I just took so many tower shots, but just by sitting back, I'm able to regen my health slowly by slowly. This is freaking insane. The passive will kick in if you are not struck by damage or enemy abilities for 5 seconds. And yeah, basically at the start, yeah, this does not really regen you for a lot, but as the game progresses, this regen is fantastic. It's really good. Especially if you build health items, my goodness, you will regen for so much health for every second. For every second. Next up is Garen's first skill, and it is called Decisive Strike. Upon activating the skill, you will be cleansed. You will remove all slow effects from you, and you will also become immune to them for 0.5 seconds. As you activate the skill as well, you will gain 30% bonus movement speed for 3 seconds. Your next auto attack will be empowered. Okay, Garen, stop it. Stop! Your next auto attack will be empowered. Like that. And you will also silence the target, just like what he did to me. There we go, the silence. This skill is also an auto attack reset, meaning after you auto attack, you can press it and bam. You can basically reset your auto attack. So this skill is very good. Basically, you can hide in a bush, wait for your enemies to come to you, and when they get close, you strike them, and basically they can't retaliate because they are silenced. At the same time, you can also run away if you are low health and you're running away from them. You can run very fast, and yeah, it's just the silence is very annoying for the enemy team, and they are constantly smashing their skills, but their skills doesn't go off because they are silenced. Garen's second skill is called Courage. You will reduce all damage you have taken for the next 2 seconds. For the first second, you will have a 60% damage reduction, as well as 60% tenacity. But for the remaining duration of the skill, the damage will only reduce by 30%. So yeah, this is a very short skill, so you have to time it properly. As you only want to activate the skill if you're going to take a lot of damage. This skill is different from the PC version because the PC version has a passive armor and magic resist, whereas they have taken it out here on the Wild Rift. So yeah, that's that. Garen's third skill is called Judgment. So upon activating the skill, you will spin for 3 seconds. Enemies that are on the outer edge of your spin will basically crit. Will be They will take crit damage. So basically, your spin will crit. So as much as possible, if you can, right, try to hit your enemies at the outer edge of your spin. Now keep in mind that the damage that you will deal, right, from your spin will be reduced when you hit a minion. So it will be reduced it will be reduced to 60% damage only. So you will not the minions will not take the full damage that your E or your third skill will bring. And finally, you can press the skill again to stop spinning. And yeah, save on the cooldown. Now this is a very straightforward skill. Basically, you spin, you deal damage to surrounding enemies, and this skill is also different from the PC version. The PC version spin is affected by attack speed, so that's why a lot of people will build attack speed on Garen so that they can scale up Garen's third skill. But here on the Wild Rift, unfortunately, you can't do that. The third skill also will reduce the enemy's armor in the PC version, whereas in this version there's no such thing as that. But what the PC version lacks is the outer edge crit, like so. Basically, the PC version does not have that. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Garen's ult is called Demacian Justice. You will deal damage to enemies based on their missing health, just like so. And 50% is dealt, the damage that is dealt to surrounding enemies. So, yeah, basically it's an AoE ult here in the version of the Wild Rift. So basically, it's very straightforward, just like what you saw. You will call a giant sword to do a lot of damage to your enemy. So yeah, it's as simple as like that. Basically, one of the things that people kind of usually mistakenly do so is basically they use this as an engage tool. You do not use this as an engage tool because the damage that the ult brings is based on percent missing health, meaning the more low health your target is, the more damage that you will deal. So ideally, you will want to use the ult to finish off your enemies and not to start off a fight. Now, keep in mind, in the PC version of the game, the surrounding damage to enemies does not kick in. The ult does not list, the surrounding damage to enemies. So yeah, it's only here in the Wild Rift version. I guess one of the balance changes that they did, to make the game much end much easier, and you will have a shorter duration of games. So yeah, that's that. So if you're going to max your skills, basically you want to max your ult as much as possible, right? But other than that, you will want to max your E first, and then your first skill, and then your second skill last. You max your third skill first because, well, it's your bread and butter. You do more damage, especially if in a team fight, you will do a lot of damage to surrounding enemies. Q, second for the movement speed, and of course, the notorious silence, and of course, damage. And of course, the last one will be your second skill because, well, it's very short. It's for 2 seconds only, and yeah, that's that. So in lane, you basically want to walk up to your enemy, you auto, and then you use your first skill for the auto attack reset. And then you use your spin to spin on them and do more damage. Now, if you're going to take a lot of damage, maybe from a Darius Q or other skills that do a lot of damage, or maybe you're gonna take a tower shot, go ahead and never forget to press your W like so. Okay, he didn't do it because it's a it's an AI. Now, if you get out traded, don't worry because that's where your passive will kick in. Basically, you sit at the back, okay? You basically hug your tower and let the passive kick in. Once your health is back on again, auto. Okay, I was silenced. Auto Q, and then your spin. Oh, and then you ult to finish off your enemies. So yeah, that's that. Basically, a very simple champion. So yeah, check it. Now in late game, basically in team fights, you do your combo auto Q, auto, and then you spin. And then once an enemy gets low, use your ult to finish off that enemy. Now, if you take sustain too much damage, again, sit in a brush. Sit somewhere where your enemies cannot find you. And basically regen your health and go in again and do your combo once again. Now, for the builds. So basically for the builds, I do this. I go Trinity Force for my first item because, well, Trinity Force is really strong, especially with the Sheen proc. And of course, Teleport. To get onto the enemy lines, and basically if you want to flank them and teleport across the map, you got teleport right there. You got Phantom Dancer. Basically, I want the Phantom Dancer basically for the crit. I want to maximize Garen's crit, so I build Phantom Dancer on him. At the same time, you have this passive lifeline. Basically, if you take if you take so much damage and you go low health, basically you will have a shield where you will absorb more damage, therefore sustaining and giving Garen that push, to deal more damage. I follow the Phantom Dancer with the That's Dance because I want to delay the damage that I will take and possibly heal them with my passive regeneration. Following that will be Sterak's Gauge for the shield and for the health and everything. And of course, lastly, Guardian Angel to maybe get a second chance and maybe do something about the match. Here is another build from the number one Garen currently in Wild Rift. So basically, instead of going for Trinity Force, he went for Black Cleaver for the armor shred. So Black Cleaver is an excellent choice, for a budget version of what I have. But I want the damage, so I went for Trinity Force. He also went for the Yomu's Ghost Blade for the movement speed, and again teleport, GA, That's Dance, and Star Gauge. So yeah. Here's another build for the number 2, okay, the rank 2 Garen in Wild Rift, and yeah, basically the same as me. He goes for Trinity Force, but instead of going for the Death's Dance, for the more offensive, I guess, items, he went for defensive. So after that, he followed it up after the GA and the Solari. He actually went for Solari instead of teleport, and Randuin's and the Visage for the magic resist and the armor. Now for the runes, basically I go Conqueror, of course, for more damage. Then I go Brutal. For Brutal, basically it's again more damage. But I see people like do Hunter Vampirism for the physical vamp that it will give to Garen. But for me, I would like the more damage. Yeah, it's really really good. Brutal's really really good. You have Spirit Walker for the bonus health and slow resist, of course. And lastly, I go Sweet Tooth. Now, Sweet Tooth is just my personal preference so that I can get more gold when getting the honey fruit. At the same time, increase my healing effect if I get too low. But a lot of people do Hunter Genius. Basically, Hunter Genius will give you ability haste so that you can you can get your ult back for every unique champion that you take down. So that's a maximum of 5. There's only a maximum of 5 enemy champions, so that's only can only go up for um, 5 enemy champion takedowns, which will give you 2.5 ability haste for each. So yeah, consider that. But for me, yeah, I just go with the sweet tooth. Another variation, by the way, on the Conqueror is you can also do where are you? You can also do Grasp if you want the Grasp of the Undying. But for me, I want I want more damage. That's why I go Conqueror. Next up is the skins. Currently, we have the Rogue Admiral Garen, the Dread Knight Garen, and the Steel Legion Garen. As always, Riot did a fantastic job with the animation and everything. The skins look amazing. So yeah, definitely check out Garen. So bottom line, basically, if
My heart and sword always for Demacia.
if you want to scream Demacia while doing your skills, especially when doing your ult and killing your enemies, then maybe Garen is the champion that you should main. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this Garen guide helped you, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.